Los Angeles.
Yo, we got special edition of BreakStreet. You guys are in for a treat. The man, the myth, the legend.
That actually helped propel the BBoy Summit into sort of superstardom and you know, that legendary status, I guess, of events.
Yeah, legend. Well, my personal experience, I could tell you from BBoy Summit 3, that was the first video I saw Flowmaster. I saw yourself and Flowmaster, but when, that's right, loves his bike, Flowmaster, and my first question to my people showing it to me was, who taught that guy his moves? And then they were like, nobody, he taught himself. And that literally blew my mind. I was like, you can teach your own moves in this. And that was like when it kind of switched for me, where I was like, wow, you like, okay. And then it's kind of opened the Pandora's box, you know? And then from seeing you, there's so many stories. Like Kmel has a story when he saw you at Rocksteady, where like literally he saw you break, and that's what inspired him to break, because he saw you breaking with one hand, and he was like, if he can break with one hand, I can break with two hands.
Yeah, he tells me that. It's amazing. And when I've heard him, somebody had called me and said, hey, you should check out this magazine article because Kmel just, you know, dropped your name and was saying you were a big influence, and I picked it up and I read it and I was like, wow, because at the time I was sort of taking a back seat and he was in the starlight, you know, like wow, like in the spotlight and doing his thing, and I was like, wow, that really made me feel good to be recognized by a younger person, because I thought that whole era of giving props to your elders and recognizing, I thought that was over, because a lot of people were just pretending that they were just put on, like they just landed on the planet and knew how to break.
Right, and they wanted to battle, like kids, we had that rough, we want to battle everybody.
Right, yeah, exactly. But it really touched me that he said that, and he's been true to that story, so it's not like he's bullshitting.
Right, exactly. No, I interviewed him at the past summit a couple weeks ago, and that's what he said. It just kind of goes to show that you never know who's watching, and you inspire a lot of people, like you yourself. Like they say, people are sitting in shade because someone planted a seed a long time ago, and you, my friend, are definitely one of those people. We're a lot of this spawn of some of the events, the dancing, everything that you kind of came out with, even the art. Huge inspiration of what's kind of going on right now. So who was the first person you saw break, from when you never saw breaking to actually see break?
The first was Rocksteady in Flashdance, and that was remotely. But in person, I saw some people from my junior high were messing around. And I grew up around like a lot of Latinos, Chicanos, and even Samoans. And I remember the Samoans doing a little bit of locking, and I just remember seeing it, but it didn't really hit me till I saw Flashdance. And then I saw, wow, that's what those kids at school were doing. And like I was a punk rock kid, so I was like, wow. And then when I heard the music, back then it's hard to explain then, because hip hop hit the planet basically, bam, in one like impact.
Like a wave.
Not even a wave, it just hit like an asteroid, like all at once. I'm not saying in New York, they already knew what time it was. They knew what was going on. But for the rest of the world, it was basically Flashdance, put that culture, boom. And everyone was like, wow, let me rethink this. And we were just all inspired. It's just, that's the only way I can explain it. And everything was mixed then. Everything was, we broke, we did graffiti, it was all about
They popped.
Yeah, we go like buy outfits together, we go rack cans and paint walls, and it was just a lot different then. But it was very, like, we didn't think about stuff then. We were just kids. We were just doing it.
Yeah, you didn't think it was going to be in the Olympics or any of this crazy stuff.
I could have never saw any of this stuff. I'm glad it's happening.
Right, it's amazing. So what inspired you to throw the BBoy Summit?
That was meeting, actually, Asia and getting to know her, and J-Love. We were doing projects for them. And
Eternal 2.
It was before that. We developed that later after we started doing the summit, because we wanted to perform outside of Rocksteady crew, so it was just the two of us.
Right.
But she wasn't breaking then. She wasn't dancing. She knew about it.
Nancy, you?
Yeah, and she came from.
Shout out Asia.
Yeah, shout out to Asia. What's up? She had her shop in Denver, and then she moved out this way. So she had a lot of influence from different people going on. And when we met together and we started hanging out together, and she was hanging out with some of us from Rocksteady, and she was seeing like kind of the turmoil we were going through at the clubs, because we weren't very liked, and we were having to like.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, if you break to the club, they kick you out.
Yeah, I used to get in fights with other dancers. So the freestyle cats back then, which people don't even know about that whole world,
right.
But
real street people.
Respects to like a lot of the freestyle dancers who I'd like to see a lot more of, but we used to feud though, because they would talk trash, because they were like, hey, you're living in the 80s, what's this BeatStreet shit? And we're like, I'm just trying to dance, man.
Right.
But
it's kind of a divide.
Yeah, it was that, and then the club too. Yeah, the club would throw us out. No one was respecting us, and we were used to it, but Asia was like, I don't know where this is coming from, and I want to do something about it. And so we started as a collective of San Diego Zulu chapter. We all started getting together and having meetings, and we all were doing park jams and barbecues, and we said, you know, we should do something a little bigger. and get all the b-boys together because people need to start respecting. So it was a collective idea, but I think it was sparked by Asia seeing that we didn't get respect.
Wow, that's crazy. And then like what spawned off of that? Like respect you guys were looking for kind of turned into a whole culture. It really sparked the scene.
Yeah, I mean, and some of in those early videos too are a lot of people who had never been to the U.S. or California or anything. That's where they got their inspiration from. They were watching that and learning from our videos, whereas I watched BreakStreet and Breaking and those movies and learned from that. It gave them way more material to look at and way more inspiration to like come out and be a part of hip hop culture.
This is Los Angeles. Let's rock, y'all.